Joining me now to weigh in, representing Arizona's 8th Congressional District, Congresswoman Debbie Lesko. Congresswoman, thank you so much for being with me. I want to start with the crisis at our southern border. This is a manufactured crisis from the Biden administration. You have Mayorkas claiming the border is secure. Meanwhile, I don't know how he can say that when you also have the administration admitting that they let illegal immigrants use arrest warrants to board flights. If TSA, I think TSA is totally useless, but if they're good for anything, it should be to not let people who are wanted with arrest warrants get on flights, especially when you present it to TSA.
Well, Mayorkas totally lied. I mean, everyone knows it. It's a total laugh when he says the border is secure. Everyone, including President Biden and Mayorkas himself, know the border is not secure. When you have over 3 million people that we know of that were apprehended crossing the border illegally since Biden took office, you know it's not a secure border. And Biden could do one thing tomorrow and help secure the border, and that is reinstall the Remain in Mexico policy. When Trump installed that, the border immigration, illegal immigration, went down just naturally because right now, as you have pointed out, people are crossing the border. Instead of fleeing away from Border Patrol, they turn themselves into the Border Patrol officers, claim asylum. Our laws in the United States are so weak that they're then allowed to stay in the United States and handed a piece of paper saying show up to court sometime several years from now because there's such a backlog, and they're gone. Most of them don't show up for their immigration court hearing. So it's a racket. The cartels know it. They brief the illegal immigrants how to abuse our loopholes in our laws, and I'm telling you, Biden could solve this or help solve it overnight if he just reinstalled the Remain in Mexico policy, because it would send a signal to all of those people that they're going to have to stay in another country and they're not going to be able to get into the United States. This is a travesty. I laugh, quite frankly, at some of these Democrat mayors from New York and Washington, D.C., who are now just alarmed because all these illegal immigrants are being bussed in from Arizona and Texas, and what are they going to do with them? Their homeless shelters are burgeoning, their schools are overloaded. Well, guess what? What do you think has been happening in Arizona for the last 20-some years? We've been talking about this. So, hey, if we have to bus illegal immigrants to President Biden's Delaware home area, well, then so be it, if that will wake him up.
Well, and the key word that you repeated there, Congresswoman, is illegal. The reason why the American people are so alarmed and that open borders are so unpopular is because it's against the law. It's a crime to cross over into this country undocumented and not going through any sort of process to just, swim across the Rio Grande. It is a crime. And the reason Biden is so soft on this, and Democrats writ large are for open borders, is because they're soft on crime. They are soft on crime, and at the same time that they are soft on crime and letting criminals run rampant in our streets, they want to take away our guns. This House bill that Democrats are pushing very hard for to ban several dozens of types of assault weapons, this is going to affect not criminals, not people who have guns illegally or who are already breaking our laws. Criminals don't have any regard for the laws. This is going to only affect law-abiding citizens. So at the same time Democrats are soft on crime, they want to take away our ability to defend ourselves from criminals.
Well, you're exactly right. And there's a reason that there's a record number of Americans buying guns right now. And it's because the Democrats and the Democrat-run cities are so soft on crime. The Democrat prosecutors are so soft on crime. Just think of what happened. Was it yesterday when Lee Zeldin, a sitting U.S. congressman who is running for governor in the state of New York, was attacked by some guy with it's like stakes on a knuckle thing, and what happened to him? He was released almost immediately on his own recognizance. I mean, this guy who is attacking a sitting U.S. Congress member is released by the Democrat prosecutor system. So, of course, people are afraid. There's riots on the street. We have somebody, rioting outside of Supreme Court justices' homes, threatening to kill them. Americans see this. That's why they're buying guns. They want to defend themselves because the number of police that are on the police force now has gone down because the Biden administration is attacking them. The Democrats have been attacking them for several years now. And so they're like, well, listen, if I'm not appreciated, I'm not going to do this job. So we have less cops. We have people that are going around rioting. We have a president who doesn't condemn it at all. And so Americans say, hey, I got to defend myself. 33% of the new gun owners in America in 2021 were women. Women need to defend themselves. I'm a survivor of domestic violence. I want to be able to defend myself. And so, the Democrats just have it wrong. They have this misconception that if someone owns a gun, they're just automatically going to go around killing people. That's absolutely not true. There's millions and millions of people in the United States that are law-abiding citizens that want the right to defend themselves in case some crazy lunatic wants to kill them or their family.
And to the Lee Zeldin point, Congresswoman, the difference between the left and the right, you and I can look at that and understand that whether he's a Republican, but even if that were a Democrat politician, we would condemn that. We would condemn that attempted attack on him. Whereas the left, they look at things like that if it happens to a Republican and they applaud it, they condone it. At bare minimum, they just dance around it. Congresswoman, thank you so much for joining the show. Great to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
Meanwhile, a bomb